Just recently had a guy contact me online, um, and he said, "Hey, I've come up with a new little feeder design that I'd like to share with you and get your impressions of." And I said, "Yeah, okay, just drop a couple off, and I'll have a look." And so he did yesterday, and that's what this is. There's one behind this brick here. So I don't know. I'm nowhere in a Vale, so I don't know if I can. I just put these on this morning. These happen to fit my 1 kg or 750 milliliter honey jars. He says he has different thread uh, configurations, and he does have one for my wide mouth mason jar, which is here, and that's good because that's the jar of choice for me. I just use these honey jars because that's the one he dropped off. So let me pull this up, see what's going on. There's some bees on that. Okay, so I'll flick them off for now. I want to show you. It's basically a lid for the jar. It's 3D printed, obviously, and he's got a nice perforated matrix here. He's got a keyhole, a curved slotted keyhole here, which I imagine you can put a screw in here to hold this down so maybe it doesn't get knocked off by, I don't know, wildlife, or some people have cattle near their bees, or the wind. Sometimes my big mason jars get blown over if there's a high wind, but those have a very small footprint on the lid. Even this large footprint, I think, would go a long way to keeping it from falling over. And one thing I really like is it's easy on, easy off. You've seen me struggle. See there, you put his name on that one. You've seen me struggle with the mason jar lids, and this is easy, very easy to put on here. Oh, I spilled the syrup. So that just locks right on there, and the bees access the syrup. Oh, okay, ladies, I gotta put this back. It looks like he's using about 1.5 inch size matrix on there, which is good. My feed holes are 2 inch, so I could certainly stand a 2 inch screen matrix on that. So it seems like a good little product, honestly, as commercial, 100 to 200 of those might be just cost prohibitive for me. But if you had a couple of hives, if I had 2 or 5 or 10 colonies, I could probably go ahead and use those. He says that he's using a UV resistant plastic on it, so that's important. However, these don't sit out in the sun really all that much because you're only feeding for a few weeks or so in the spring. They're not out in the sun all the time, but it's good that he uses a UV stable product for that. Yeah, so I just thought I'd point that out. And I told him if I like them, I do like the idea because those mason jars that I use, I really like them, but just getting those lids off is just the worst thing. So I can see these bees have taken some of this syrup already today. It's very nice. So I like that big footprint. That makes it perfectly stable. So I'd love to put some of these on my big half-gallon mason jars. James, the fellow that makes these little feeder lids, he made. I told him that I use a wide mouth mason jar for my feeding, and he hadn't brought one of those sizes over. So he did. He brought this one over, and he said he was actually able to bring that price down a little bit, which I think is really good. So what I thought was really interesting is this one product. I haven't tried it yet, so this is what he's telling me. He's got threads here for a standard size mason jar, standard mouth, I think they call it. But what I use is called a wide mouth mason jar. And what he's done is he's made this one lid so that it'll fit a standard mouth mason jar on the inside and a wide mouth on the outside. So that one feeder will do both. Now I know there's a size of jar called a gem, and these aren't for gem jars. Gem jars is an obsolete size. It's an extremely popular size over the last 100 years, but it's obsolete. You can't get lids and rings and stuff for those anymore. Bernardin did make these are Bernardin jars. Bernardin did make gem lids and rings and whatnot for quite some time, but they stopped making that. I think it was last year they stopped making that. So those are obsolete now. So if you're using gem jars and you see any that are being given away or you can get just for the rings and whatnot, get those, because that's the last. So this just pushes right into this mason jar. And hopefully it stays in there. I have to get that right in there. I don't want to break it. So I'm going to go tip that onto a colony, and we'll see how that if it holds a vacuum. It should. It's in there nice and tight. It's snug. I think it's sealed up just fine. And that's going to solve my not being able to get these rings off. So it's raining outside, so I'm not going to take you with me. I'm going to go out and put this on a hive. I have to change a jar on one of the others. I've got 3 little nukes out here by the honey house. And I'm just going to put that on there and then come back in. Well, I went out there, and this forms a vacuum and sits on the hive just fine, but the problem is all 3 of those that are out there are now dead. So I'll have to wait till the rain stops and I'll go collect those and take care of them. So unfortunately, that's that. I think it's a nice deal. Not sure the price point works for somebody with lots and lots of colonies, but you'll have to email James and see what he can do for you. For a hobbyist, if I had 10 colonies, I'd probably buy these to put on my colonies, because they solve some problems. They solve the issue of this metal lid getting rusted on there and stuck. I like the jars. The thing that I don't like about the jars is getting that lid off. So this solves that problem. It's a nice little application for that. I like the keyhole slots too. I think I'd take advantage of those. So it is what it is. And if you are interested in those, you can email James. I'll put that in the description in this video, and you can talk to him about those. He did bring these over here. He lives, I don't know, 20 miles east of me or something, and he did bring these over here. He's not a beekeeper, but he has friends who are beekeepers, so he made these for them. And so he brought these over and asked me to have a look at them and see what I thought. So he didn't charge me for these. He was grateful for the exposure. And again, it's probably not something that I can take advantage of in bulk, but I have to talk to James still about that and see what his, see what he can do for me for, using these. I would at least like to get some for my nukes that I use the jars on, because that would help me out a lot. So we'll see. But anyway, just full disclosure, I didn't buy these. He brought them over here, and that's the full deal on that.